Okay, welcome back to another van video, everyone. Bit of a spoiler to lead this one off, certainly by the time this goes up, I will actually be living in here. So you can fast forward maybe to probably various other social media accounts of mine. There's the Facebook at oxsenterprises as well as Instagram oxs_enterprises, and you can find it all there. This video will probably be released a week or so behind actually real time. As of today, right now, 8 days away from moving in, got a lot of paneling to do. I've been doing a lot of panel work in here this week, really prioritising the build to get myself to actually move into it. I've finally got a table sorted, got a table leg sorted. We're doing more work in here. I've got one more light to fix up here in the roof, and we're getting the solar fully wired off tomorrow. So that's the plan with the lighting. I'm really stoked to get some lights on in here and get everything running. I've got a new laptop. We've got Wi-Fi sorted, which I should probably tell you now, to get like a mobile Wi-Fi system in New Zealand has actually been quite difficult, especially if you're doing larger data. I have a 15 gig phone plan. You can do things like unlimited through telecom, but there's no tethering or hotspots, which is useless for your laptop. That's kind of all I wanted. Rang Vodafone and said, I just want like 80 gig, 100 gig on my phone. I'll pay more, whatever. They won't do it, so which is ridiculous. But anyway, I've got a mobile Wi-Fi plan. Well, I haven't signed up, but I'm going to get it through the New Zealand Motorhome and Caravan Association. Now, you have to be a member of the association, but it's like for 40 gig, it's like 80 bucks a month, and there's 50 gig at off-peak, which is like midnight to 6 AM. So that will be mounted in here, which basically means I can upload all these videos, things like that. Be fully mobile and fully able to produce as much content as I want while I'm on the move, which was probably almost the #1 priority when building this van. I'll fill you in some more details as we get this underway, but it's obviously a big couple days for me. Okay, when it comes to the table, which is actually a relative centerpiece of the van, I'm basically doing the exact same construction methods as the floor. We're going to run a similar color scheme. Fiberglass, we want this really strong because not only is it a table, we don't want flex in a table, but we also don't really want flex in your bed. So this is what the surface is going to be going up and down. There's a link to the video with the full floor construction for the technique used to do this. Okay, when it came to switches and switch panels, you may have noticed a very uncluttered theme here. I didn't want any nonsense. This right here is what I would describe as a very sexy switch panel. That goes that way. It's got a voltmeter, it's got 2 USBs there. These will be the only USB or charging ports anywhere in the van other than in that charging spec there. So that will be mounted there on this door, but it's on the hinge side, so there'll be like a loom that'll move with all the solar stuff right there. So that's how that's going to look. That's going to control all the lights and everything in the van just from that one switch panel. Right, tabletop is in. Not finished. We're actually going to camp in it tonight. As you can see, it just sits on the, pretty much like every other build, it just sits on the cabinets there. It's got to have a pedestal leg, which we might actually have here. I haven't quite checked, but fiberglass top, going to look really nice. Going to be super strong, super easy. I have actually rounded the edges on this table purely kind of like an aesthetic thing. Didn't want just a hard square table, but partly for aesthetics and partly for the whole the thought of the damage to my thighs and things like that I'm going to do around the table. So that's why I think it looks good. It won't affect the bed position at all, won't affect the squabs or anything like that. So that's what it is, looks like, dummied in for now. Okay, good morning everybody. It is early Sunday morning. We slept on a deflated air mattress in here last night, but we're off to get the solar finished, hopefully. It's all been in here, as you probably have seen by now, but we're actually going to get it turned on now. The day's not looking very good weather-wise, but we'll be there in a minute, and we'll show you what's actually the setup is in there. Oh. Shit.
You wouldn't have a torch, would you? Or pass my phone? My phone. Oh, yeah, yep, whatever.
Okay, welcome to Sunday afternoon, everybody. Did a pretty much a relatively average job of filming while we were turning the solar on, purely because I was nervous just about the whole procedure and really my own wiring, which there was one fault with this light here, just a loose wire. So yeah, as you can see, the wiring I have kept pretty simple in here. We've basically just got two circuits for lights. These four here are controlled by one. This one actually looks like a dud. So we're going to have to look into that a little bit. And we've got four on here. We've also got an LED strip light up here. So all I wanted to do with the lighting was just to keep it really simple. I didn't want too much nonsense going on. Keep the power use down. Basically where I'm at now is we're 1 week. In 1 week as of the time of filming this right now, you will not be seeing this video. I already would have moved in by the time this video goes live. So I'll show you the install here and I'll tell you who it was done by. Okay, super simple by design. Control panel here. As I mentioned from the very start of this build, I just wanted everything simple, clean and easy to do. We've got four switches. We've got a 4-switch panel here. 3 of them are only live, just to lights. That is it. That is it throughout the whole van. Again, simple, clean. We've got the voltmeter running there, as well as 2 USB sockets above that. Here inside, it's a Morning Star setup with a 300 watt inverter, which is more than enough. I only intend to be plugging in a laptop. Again, that's about it. It's all the things I can think of. All the circuit breakers, the solar charge controller. I don't really want to go into over too much detail. I am not that confident when it comes to wiring. I could probably give one of these a crack for myself, but I'm pretty happy with the install. I got super tidy setup. Ash didn't actually want to be on film. The install was done by Ash at Super City Solar. He didn't want to be on film, but that's who it was done by. I'll drop all his details below. Very good at what he does. Really happy with this install. I'm actually, this has been probably the most satisfying part of the build for myself so far, and it was the part I've done the least with. So I will be doing a full video for like a whole van breakdown when I'm actually finished it and when we're in here ready. Again, simple. Everything was basically kept simple. We're keeping it all under this whole back left seat. Back here is all for power. The whole thing. We've got a 180 amp hour battery back there and all the charging panel, which I'll show you right now. Right, here's what the charging panel looks like. Again, I wanted to keep this as simple as possible, just to maintain clutter. In here we'll eventually build shelving and stuff like that. The drone actually fits right in there, which is made to fit, so it means I can charge all my cameras across there and many at one time. We've got that one mains plug right back there too, which is set up for the laptop and things like that. Okay, and when it came to a bench top, I may have already showed you, I can't actually recall, but this is it here. It is a red tinted carbon finish. If I do this, you can see this sort of colour that will come out. That's just a wet cloth. I've just been sanding it. So that's basically going to be the finish of the bench top, which is a little bit different. Probably you haven't seen it before. Obviously I'm just doing the whole stainless bowl sink, that's the hole for that, and we've also got the tap hole, which I'll fill you on that when I'm actually installing it, because it's still got a bit of work to do. We've got to like varnish the underneath and turn the rails down and stuff like that as well, but she's gonna look, I quite like it. It looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this week's fan video right here. Hugely productive, enjoyable, relieving week, especially today, getting the solar, getting the power, getting probably what is to be considered my lifeline when I'm actually going to be in this van. It is 1 week. As of time of filming right this very now, it is 1 week. I will be basically gone from my residence and relocating only really just down the road. If you would like to see it happening in more real time, because this will be a week or two behind which is actually happening, you can get along to Facebook OXS Enterprises, Instagram OXS_Enterprises. You can also check out my second YouTube channel, which is OXS TV, which has vlogs and more real time up on there as well, so you can follow this along. I will be doing a full van breakdown for everyone who's interested when I consider the van finished, because it's probably not going to quite be what I would consider done by the time I move in, but we're getting there. Feel great about it all. That's it. I'm Sam Price. I will see you at the beach.